Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla, here to talk to you today about the Biltwell EXFIL 115 bag. You should be checking out an EXFIL 115 if you have a lot of stuff and you need to bring that stuff with you on your motorcycle and it ever happens to rain wherever you might be riding. This is going to work with a lot of different motorcycles. Obviously, this is not going to be motorcycle specific, but still, these things, despite their size, really do kind of lend themselves well to a lot of different motorcycles. You can lash this thing upright to a sissy bar if you've got one. You can throw this thing across the rear fender, across the tops of your saddlebags if you're riding a bagger only, those of you guys on street glides. You can throw this onto a top case rack if you've got one. For those of you on electric glides, if you have a tour pack and you've got a rack on top, this would also go on there very nicely. There are a million different ways to get this thing onto your motorcycle. Installation here, I'm not even gonna put onto our beard scale of difficulty. It's a bag. I mean, just put it onto your bike. It's like 3 whiskers. It's like hairs coming out of a mole or something. Now, those of you who are familiar with Biltwell products, you will remember that Biltwell kind of has their own unique numbering system. Now, normally when buying luggage products, people usually express the volume in terms of liters. Biltwell elects not to do that. Instead, the number associated is the number of cans of beer that will fit inside whatever piece of luggage it is that we are talking about. So in the case of the 115 bag, you can load 115 cans of your favorite barley pop inside this puppy. That is what will actually fit in here. To give you normal human being terms, as you can see up here relative to fat old Lem, this is a huge dry bag. It's a very basic piece of equipment. So for those of you who are not campers, boaters, hikers, fishermen, etc., dry bags are really just one big bag designed with a roll top. And the idea here is these things are pretty much perfectly waterproof. Short of actually submerging this in a lake, they're pretty much going to keep everything dry that you jam inside of it. This particular model is made out of PVC. It's a very basic bag, one big chamber on here. It is UV resistant. This thing is obviously waterproof. Looking at it, I'm pretty sure this thing's also bomb-proof. It's a very basic, very well-made dry bag. Kind of short on features, but that's also sort of the point. There's really only 3 things I think I'm going to point out to you here. Firstly is the graphic on here. If you like Biltwell, you want to rep this style a little bit. This bag is like a satin black. You can see here the logo is sort of like a gloss color. Should pop out a little bit. It will hold up for a little while if you use these things regularly. Again, they do kind of tend to get sort of beat up. Notice too, we have some molly webbing on here. For those of you who are not military, molly system really is these stitched loops that kind of come on into play with these things. It allows you to lash things onto here. It's kind of nice. I usually hang my fuel bottle or my whiskey bottle off of one of these. They work out really well in a variety of places. Biltwell throws molly webbing all over all their stuff. It makes the systems very modular. You can even put a bag onto your bag. It's kind of cool. It allows you a lot of creativity and flexibility in both lashing this to something and lashing something to this. The last feature I'll point out to you too is over here. You've got a carry handle on here. Some dry bags have them, some dry bags don't. It is kind of nice when you have a big stuffed bag like this when you just pick it up with one handle. Other than that though, that's about the list of features on here. It's a very basic bag and that's kind of what makes it so useful. It's adaptable, lends itself well to a lot of things. Installation, as I mentioned, is really easy. Just strap this thing down to your motorcycle somehow, test it, give it a yank, make sure it's not going to fall off. You're pretty much all done there. Now when it comes right down to it, I think this is a great dry bag. It is really nicely made. All that having been said, I would probably look elsewhere just in terms of price in this thing. It is pretty pricey. However, if you love Biltwell, you want to rep the style a little bit, this is a great bag. All that having been said, you can click that info button, see what some other folks who are rocking a Biltwell EXFIL 115 think about it or have to say about it. If you need any help with either this or any other part of your order, feel free to get in touch with one of our gear geeks. See us at RevZilla.com, or you can always give us a jingle on the telling bone, 877-792-9455. I'm Lemmy. I'm out of here.